What's up, guys? Back at you with another episode of Right On Cue. I'm here with my boy Matt Osmond Sr., aka Blinky.
Uh,
What you been up to, brother?
Oh man, just cooking some Q, trying to turn a dollar. You know how it is.
Man,
Actually,
yes, sir.
business is actually, look, I know I'm not raking it in, but it's kind of let's move that for a second. It's been picking up.
There
Getting
you go.
some catering orders. Quoting about 5-6 different things. I got a whole hog cook coming up the 23rd, which I'm actually quoting another catering for the same day, but like 25 people is just going to be a drop off.
Love those.
And well, I mean, look, man, that's the bread and butter, right? Like
Oh, yeah.
anybody who's in this barbecue game or is like a team but wants to flirt, if you can get into catering, you have to price it accurately. You don't want to price yourself out of it. You don't want to price yourself under it. But just from the fact of like a schedule, you know when it's coming up, you know the portions. Most times, most people like I do, I take a 50% deposit. So they're committed. I'm committed at that point.
Right.
And the rest is just, a cakewalk. Chances are if you're a team, you already got at least one Cambro, maybe you have two, to transport and keep hot food hot. And it's just cooking, man.
For sure, man. Yeah, man, I always enjoy your little reels, man, on Facebook, man. You always is interactive, man. I just love watching your videos.
I mean,
awesome.
Listen, man, I tell everybody, like, look, should I get a social media manager for somebody? And I wish I could show, and I probably one day will, how many on like either Facebook or Instagram, how many reels or theme songs I send myself in like a message. People think, oh, what do they call it? Pellet or blast people with reels and stuff, which I do sometimes. But like I send the most to myself. Bro, I have like a 1% turnover that I actually like.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to take that idea. I'm going to flip it like this and do it. Because either A, I'm squirrel brain, or two, I just didn't get around to it,
Right. You're just so busy pumping out award-winning barbecue, right?
Well, that's the idea, man. Trying to be consistent, which we'll have a little show exclusive. Not this big deal, but for anybody who's listening in the area and who comes, I will be closed this Saturday because I'll be at the Ashland City Piggin in the Park. Little community, non-sanctioned, leg quarters, pork, sauce, and a side. No monetary, because it's all kind of donation, but you'll get a bowling trophy. They're giving away first and second trophies for the 4 categories and then announcing a grand. Then afterwards, there's a free concert, and you can sell or give away your products there. So I'm now in the midst of like, okay, what do I do? Do I give it away? Do I sell it? Because I'm thinking about doing ribs and brisket because I don't think there's going to be too many other teams that will do ribs and brisket to sell or give away.
Right.
And especially, man, if you was at like a little community thing, what would you pay for one rib bone? Just one single bone. Would you pay $2?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But you definitely pay $1, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely pay $1. I would say if it's a good rib, I would pay, 3.
Okay.
3.
I mean, and that's about what, like, I charge $32 for my racks.
Right.
So yeah, it ends up because I guarantee 10 bones. Sometimes 11, 12. I just try to, hack it and cut them edge ones up. But anyway, I'm thinking about selling it for $1 because I'll break even on the rib.
Right.
Look, I mean, I might cook natural, but I'm not going heavy on ribs. They might even get Kroger ribs. I don't know.
Hey,
we can turn out. Well, we can turn out a good rib with a Kroger rib. But no, man, I'm just focused there. But this is the time of the season that there are events and comps that, are on your schedule, that are on my schedule, that, I'm just not going to be available.
Right.
But nonetheless, trying to be consistent while I am. So that's what I've been doing. And plus, hey, school is in, and so for parents and whatnot, that's a little bit of a regiment where I think society we shift into more of a routine because school is going, and then you get the traffic pattern. So
yeah, sure. But
Yeah.
speaking of consistent, man, we got the most consistent steak cook that I have seen in a while. Man, he is just killing it. Let's bring on Mr. Heath from Little Bear Barbecue.
Hey, yo.
What's up, brother?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Are you
How was your week been?
good?
How was your week been so far?
So far, so good, man. Just got back. From Warsaw, Indiana. One of my favorite places to go in the country. The land of outlaw smokers. You know, I met with Jay up there. We hung out for a little bit. Did some work on my porch. Hung out with all my steak buddies all weekend. Won a steak.
There you go.
Came
See,
back.
one steak.
Got back in the weekly program, man. So a couple days of work, and then I'm headed to Troy, Illinois.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know a couple buddies down this way is going up there to cook the barbecue contest. Are you doing both, or are you doing?
No.
Okay.
It's a Sunday. The barbecue cooks on Sunday.
Okay.
And
Didn't know that.
I take too much time off to cook steak, man. I can't be hanging out cooking barbecue and coming back.
I understand that. I
need to
understand.
be back to play catch up on Monday.
Right.
What's the furthest you've gone for a steak?
If you don't count World Championship in Texas, I think it's a tie between probably Connecticut. For me, that was a pretty good one. That was about 12 hours, but it was a double. So
Okay,
6 hours per steak.
Yeah.
I used to have a pretty hard and fast rule of, like in 21 and 22 when steak cooks were like contests were pretty regular. I had a hard and fast rule of like 2 hours per steak.
Okay.
But if I did 2 hours per steak now, I mean, I would be cooking maybe 10 contests a year.
Yeah.
So I'd bump that up too. I don't care how many hours per steak.
Right.
Have you ever gone out to? I know they're not as prevalent, but I guess what we consider West Coast, not necessarily California, but there's a couple in Arizona, Utah, Nevada type area. Have you ever been out to one of those?
No, not yet. Am I going to? Probably. I like to be comfortable in the trailer. Not only is that like where I cook, but it's where I stay too. I call it the Bearmont Inn.
There you go.
I built that trailer up. I bought this trailer from a friend of mine in Connecticut, Scott McDonald. I bought it from them, and I built it out to live in there.
I got
So
you.
when I go out on the road, I'm in this trailer, and to go to Nevada or California and bring that trailer is crazy.
Yeah.
So that's like two long hour days.
Yeah.
And flying and borrowing stuff, the logistics in that, I'm sure I could find somebody out there that would use a canopy and a PK Go and some charcoal. And I bring my rubs or have rubs shipped to them, and I pick them up and use them. I haven't got to that point yet. I'm going to go down south Mississippi this year in November, and I think that'll end up being the furthest I go.
Okay. Are you coming? You coming to the Nashville one?
Oh yeah. I'll definitely be there for that.
Man,
that's not far from me. That's like 6 hours.
Yeah, it's really not far from me. It's one exit away from where I live.
It's just over there. Yeah.
It just, well, and I saw it, and my family, my dad's side of the family we're this year an inaugural Osmond family reunion, and
there you go.
I'm cooking for it, and it's on the 30th or 31st, whenever the SCA is, and they have a kids cook at this one, which I was really pumped to get Junior into, and the ancillaries. I don't know if there's two, but I know one of them is ribs. So I was like, oh, here we go, man. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go right over there, and Junior's going to. And then I realized, no, I can't, because I got to cook for the family reunion. And anyway, I'll stop by and say hi. How about that?
We're right over there, man. Right,
yeah.
That gun club, I think.
I know that very well. It's Royal Range. My brother-in-law is actually half of the reason why that is even there. Little short story short, him and a partner who started with a reloading armory, but it's a movie theater, and I actually helped demo it. It's a really cool place. Anybody who is in the Nashville area or surrounding, because it's old movie theater that got flooded from the 2010 flood, and they cut out an entire 6 movie theaters, and it's a 50 cal rated indoor range. They got Thompson submachine guns and Barretts and all the stuff that you can rent and go shoot. So that's just a cool feature and whatnot there in Bellevue. But
sure. My brother lives down there. He lives on the west side of Nashville. So
okay,
I'm bringing my other brother with me. So all three of us are going to be down there, and we'll be heading in there.
Awesome.
That'll be.
I'll definitely stop by.
Yeah.
How long you been cooking steak for?
I've been let's see. I'm gonna say the beginning of 2021. I think my first SCA cook was like the fall of 2020, and that was in Marietta, Ohio. But that was my first one. It was a double. So I when somebody asked me that, I just say 2021.
Yeah,
that was the first year that I started.
Do you remember your first cook?
I remember my first cook very well. Yeah. Yep. Marietta. I swung in down there, ran into a bunch of barbecue friends that I didn't know was going to be there. I didn't think I was going to know anybody there. I'm like, I'm not going to know all these steak guys. So let's just make some new friends, right?
Yep.
Right.
And half the people there were guys I cooked barbecue with. So I took like the steak judging class just to see what they're looking for, because I really didn't have any idea, other than what I saw on the internet, which was very little at that time.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm's recipe and some others probably.
Yeah, Malcolm and Darren Cobb, the Cosmos YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
The recipe that I ran was very close to that. And I reverse seared the steak. I cooked it on my little Weber Smoky Mountain 14. Brought it up to and then seared it off on the little tiny char griller. I mean, the one that you could pick up with one hand.
Yeah.
And I got a 6th and an 8th place, and I'm like, I'm doing this. I like this. I like this.
AJ, have you done them before?
Yeah, man, I've done a few, man. I like steak cook-offs, but I don't like them as much as I do barbecue. But I don't mind going to steak cook-offs. They're quick little weekend getaway. Well, not weekend getaways, but just weekend day trips. So I mean, you just can't beat it. But I just like the people in barbecue more. Not saying the steak people is bad. It's just most of my friends cook barbecue and don't do steak.
Yeah. That's the way it was for me too, man. A lot of my friends cook barbecue, but like I said, I went to that cooking. There were quite a few there, and it's. I mean, I met new people. We became friends so fast, and now they're about equal. I just get to do more steaks because it takes less time. You don't have to start a steak cook on Tuesday. I don't have to go source meat.
Yeah, exactly.
I walk out to the trailer and shake my rubs and go,
"Yep,
I'm good. Let me get a stick of butter on the way."
Yeah.
So
that's one of the main reasons why you chose steak over barbecue, just for us to, not as much prep time and being able to spend more time with family and not be on the.
Yeah, that's one of them. I used to cook with El Yeah. My buddy Chris and I cooked. We were El Yeah together. And he's got 2 kids, and they are incredibly athletic. They're in soccer, they're in baseball, summer baseball, travel baseball, and he started dropping hints. Like, I don't know how much time I'm going to have next year. You could tell he didn't want to really not cook. But I knew that it was more important for him to go be with his family.
Yeah,
and I didn't want him to feel guilty. Maybe thinking that he might be holding me back or something. So I just came to the conclusion. I'm like, hey, I'm just going to go out and do my own thing. I'll cook steaks because I can do that by myself easily. And then me and him cooked a couple contests here, 5, 6, maybe. It was a good time. And then this year he's running around with those 2 boys just all over the place playing baseball. That's where he should be, right?
Oh, for sure.
So that's why I started this little bear on my own. And next year there'll be a little bit more barbecue into it. Now that I've gotten comfortable cooking barbecue contests on my own, when before I was on 2 meats. Now I got 4. I got to make all of those boxes. I got to turn in all those boxes. Maybe find a runner to come with me. So I got to work all that out.
Yeah, man, it definitely helps. Last year I kind of similar situation. I had a partner, and then work got in the place. He couldn't come as much, so I was cooking and turning the boxes. Usually we cook 2 meats down here, but occasionally 3. But you gotta, especially the long turn in, you gotta slice it, turn in, walk the box, come back. and try to start another box, still make it on time. But now my wife, she comes a lot more, and man, she takes all my boxes, and I'll tell you, man, it's a breast there. Man, it's so much easier.
Just a box runner,
Yes.
just for one company, just somebody that you want to hang out with. That's the main thing, because you got neighbors next to you, and that's fine. But like somebody to sit there and just maybe hand you something, or maybe just like hold this open while I do this.
Correct.
Hey, grab the pit for me. But somebody to run those boxes. You got a 4-minute walk. That's at 8 minutes is crucial. You guys know this.
Oh yeah.
And just to be able to like close that box and send it, and then start on rips. Even if you get to stand around for a little bit, it's not 8 minutes gone.
Right.
So I bring a friend, I bring my brother, I bring my father-in-law, I bring whoever wants to come.
Right.
Like, you stay in here, you're not going to have to pay for a hotel, you're not going to have to pay for food. It's a free weekend, you get to come hang out and experience it.
Correct.
Just take my boxes.
Just don't drop the box on the way to that tournament.
Yeah.
Your only responsibility, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing. Don't drop the box.
I remember
check the box.
Speaking of tournament, my first cook, I remember it like yesterday. First of all, I still have it. It's a cast iron grate that has the diamond pattern. So in essence, you could just, do your marks with one flip.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not cheating. It's not, it just, it's pre-made. Anyway, excuse me. What I didn't factor into it is how much time it would take to get that plate up to temp to actually give you that mark. Because it's big enough you could do it on 2 different spots. Did my practice cook, and the coals were dying, and I didn't have another chimney of coals for the second steak. Needless to say, I had it was a beautiful steak. If you ever wanted from like a 45-degree angle, your diamond marks to fade to nothing is what the best side looked like. But I turned it in, and so proudly for my first cook, DAL. And Sonny Lynn got first. She was making her run. I mean, she's toured for years. Sonny won. And I'd seen her from afar and kind of know it, but then I day of Googled her even more, and I was like, she's she's this champion. She's and I got a picture with her. That was the first time I met her, and then come to find out she lived 20 minutes away. And then, anyway, but I'll never forget that was at Great American Cook-Off in Franklin, Tennessee, which was like the first it was almost like a COVID year 21 or so, or 20.
I think it was 21 because that was my first time going to that contest. 21.
Yeah. And that was my first KCBS call. I got a 9th place in pork, and you would have thought I, over the moon for that, which I'd still get happy for a 9th place pork call. But I didn't know about the chip draw. I didn't know about the snake. I didn't even know that you got to pick 2 steaks. I didn't even know you needed a pan or a bag. I just literally got in line, and I'm like 3 people up, and the guy's there is like, "What are you going to put your steak in?" And I was like, "You don't get." He's like, "No, you need a." And I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Just palm it back.
Yeah, that's I was like, "Yeah, I got the." Well, and the first time I went to go because they said you could turn it over. Well, what I didn't know is they had to turn the steak over at steak selection. You just have to point, and they'll flip it for you.
Right.
So I mean, I got an inch away. The guy literally swipes my head.
Oh, dude,
it's yours.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
Yep.
So
I know a lot more. I will probably enter Murfreesboro, just to what is it? Has it gone up to 175 for entry? It used to be 150.
I think they're 160. I think Murphy's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen the occasional one that's different, but most have been 160 or 320 for a double.
Yeah, a double.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, do the one on Friday. The one on Saturday is turn in brisket and then grab a bag out of your pocket, walk 2 doors down, take a steak.
Yep.
It's gonna be boom, boom, boom. You're tired of it.
No, I think
one steak I'd cook Friday, but
no, correct.
Cook 2.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what. So you know Anthony Luan. He's got a Pit Masters podcast, and he's a big SCA guy and whatnot. I know Rusty Monson was always a big fan of the pan-seared steak.
Yeah.
Which you could probably attest to. Every now and then hit and win a cook. Would you say that that's fair? Like sparingly.
Yeah.
But
I know a person that did win with a pan-seared steak. And it was kind of genius. They pan-seared one side and put marks on the other. So you're getting the view that the judges want. And that deliciousness. Because pan-seared steak, best steak there is. Pan-seared steak, the classic garlic, butter, rosemary, light rosemary. Rosemary's loud. Watch that stuff, in my opinion. But pan-seared steak better than the steaks that we have to put marks on. I'll say that out loud and I'll die on that hill. But go ahead and turn one in. I'll see you in the middle of the pack.
Well, you'll see me middle of the pack on Friday night, because that's like, I'm either going to do that. I'm not even going to take my grill grates. Like, if I do, in case somebody needs it or something, but I'm going to get my Lodge 16-inch. And I don't put that much rosemary. I actually put thyme. I put thyme in mine, thyme, garlic, and butter.
Yeah.
Baste it with a spoon. And now I'm still going to hockey puck it, but I'm not going to leave the tail. I might leave the tail on. That tells you how serious I guess I'm taking it.
Don't
For sure.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about hockey pucking. Like, I mean, I hear that a lot. Like, they'd turn in hockey puck. Like, you're cutting stuff off the steak that you don't want the judge to eat or see, and that happens to turn that steak into an oval. Sometimes hockey puck, you want to get that line across the center. You know where they cut. You want to force them to cut it in a specific spot that you know is going to be medium. And sometimes it turns out that a circle, but it's not a deliberate thing. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it is a perfect circle. I mean, it is like a cheeseburger sitting there.
Yeah.
And then other times it looks like a skull. Other times it looks like a Easter egg.
Yeah.
I mean,
how do you?
It's kind of crazy.
Do you go for?
Tell you what to do. You know.
Yeah. Do you go for a spinalis or a tri-heart?
I go either, man.
Okay.
I'll go either. Like, I love tries. I copy this quote from Tim Newell. He lives in Pennsylvania. This guy comes out to Pennsylvania cooks and crushes it every time. Like, he's the guy to beat when you go to West Newton. And he told me once, live or die by the try, and that's true. I mean, that guy made me cook try-hards, made me learn how, because of just what he said. But I'm also not scared to cook a spinalis from time to time. You cook them differently, trim them differently. You got to marinate them slightly differently. They're two different animals, even though they come from that same primal. But I'm 50-50. If I have a good spinalis sitting there and it's marbled and nice and thick, not thickened steak, but the spinalis is thick, I'll take that over a mealy looking or smashed up looking try.
So that was definitely, that's one thing I was gonna ask. When I was cooking steak, I heard a lady say that she'd rather have a tri-heart over a spinalis because she doesn't have to marinate them as long or something to that nature. Maybe I'm not sure exactly what she meant by it. I haven't cooked a lot of steak, but is that true?
Yeah, the tri-hearts come. There's like 5 tri-hearts in a primal, and that's the chuck into the steak. Right. And as the further you go down, that little third muscle kind of slowly disappears, and then you get to just one single spinalis, 2 muscles. And when you get to that point, that spinalis becomes, it's still very tender, but it still has a good chew to it. Where sometimes if you don't cook a tri-heart right, it can be very tender, almost to the point of being mushy. And we all know, just like barbecue, you don't want a mushy bite. You want to still cut it, but you want it to be juicy and tender. You don't want to just squash around in your mouth like a piece of squash. You know what I'm talking
about?
Yeah.
So this is a photo. This is in Kansas City last year. Let's see if I can hold it up for the camera. That's my hand, my finger. That's Perkins' ring.
Yeah. Ken, he's a good dude.
He was there. I've seen him. I was actually hanging out with another guest we had. And I was like, dude, you got your ring? He's like, yeah. He didn't even have it on, but he had it in his pocket. And I was like, let me see that thing. But just, got to pick his brain for a little bit. The tear that he had, man, was just absolutely, I mean, he was lighting it up.
Yeah, that's a brain to pick if you're going to pick him.
Yes.
Sure. There's a lot of them out there, and he's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And so nice, man.
Oh,
I just came back from his contest in Wisconsin, and they had it at a gun club, and I mean, just rolled out the red carpet for you. It was really nice. He made sure you had everything you needed. Constantly asking if you're okay. He's a sweetheart, man.
Yeah. No, he's
yeah.
He's salt of the earth type. So question, what I think kind of probably a lot of us got into barbecue within a 3 to 5 year span, which is a lot, but I did my very first one in 2018, which literally a buddy of mine says, hey, I'd been cooking and done a couple caterings, but he said, man, I think your barbecue is great. He's like, we got this thing for a company. It's down at the Titan Stadium. He's like, and it was barbecue and red shoes. And I literally got thrown into it like a week and a half before and hit YouTube, competition barbecue, and then just try to absorb all the, and we've all saw Pitmasters and came up to theirs. That's somebody's people's story. But as you mentioned, you're focused on steak now. Yep. If you could name the 2 to 3, other than like kind of we mentioned with boxes, but what is it in particular? What's the biggest draw or benefit of steak versus a backyard or for meat comp? Is it price point to payout? Is it simplicity of prep, etc.? Is it the fact that your meat's provided? Because it's not location, as you said before we started the show. Like you're putting in the miles.
Yeah.
So
they're not closer.
So it's not travel. You can't really say travel other than
say that.
Yes, sometimes a Friday night to Saturday, so it's a longevity. But sometimes a double, which I'm sure you do often, is a Friday night and a Saturday cook. Yep. So what is it that really appeals and has, for lack of a better word, if I could, shifted you towards steak?
Sure. The first thing that shifted me towards steak before I knew anything else about it was just the fact that I could do it by myself. And then, like I said before, Chris couldn't come with me to barbecue. I still had that itch to go out and compete and cook. So that was something I could do by myself easily and still have that competitive drive itch scratched, But then when I got into steak, like I said before, the prep time. Like my prep time, if I got a Saturday cook and I'm going to travel Friday, my prep time is Friday night when I get off work for maybe an hour, just making sure the tire pressure is good. I mean,
sharpen the knife,
tire pressure, clean everything up, sharpen the knife, shake the rubs. They're good. Get a stick of butter on the way. And that's it. So I think like a lot less prep time. And of course, along with that, I'll throw in the price of the contest itself. A kcbs contest, you're in it for $1,000, like
at least,
probably more, anywhere from $800 to $1,200. Where steak, you could work it, you could be in it for $500, and that's a double. So for sure, price point, for sure, you can do it by yourself easily. The prep work takes a lot less time. I'm spending time with my wife and daughter on Wednesday instead of worrying about sourcing ribs and then trimming them out.
Yeah.
This chicken ain't worth a damn. I'm going to go get some more. Yeah, it's just, that stuff kind of wore on me a little bit. Even just doing 2 meats. I can't imagine doing 4 every week or even once a month. So that's kind of what drove me towards steak, were those 2 things mostly. And, I was a little, I'm not going to say bummed. I guess I can't really think of a word to describe it, but the only thing that I missed about it was all my barbecue buddies. There's only a few that cook steak, and we weren't even in the same areas half the time with steak. So, but after a year of cooking steak, I had a bunch of friends in steak. So, that worked out really well. I mean, I've got hundreds of friends all over the country now just because I decided to go out and cook steak. Same as you do barbecue, you know? So if you like that competitive cooking nature, steak's a great way to do it. You know, you can go out and get it done cheaper. You don't have to have a trailer. You can cook in a canopy, a grill, a bag of charcoal in a truck, or I've seen guys cook out of their car, a hatchback.
Yeah.
No canopy. They take a charcoal grill out of their hatchback and a sack of charcoal, and they cook and they're walking. You know what I mean? You don't have to have all those amenities.
Speaking of cookers, what do you currently cook on, and what have you cooked on, or do you have multiple cookers that if it's a closer one, you'll take this, or for like, do you take multiple cookers? You just have your one? What do you use?
I use a PK Go right now. I had an M Grill C4, called it the Boom Can. I liked that. There were things I didn't like about it. There's not much I don't like about the PK Go, and that's why I use it now. It's just one of those. It's like the outlaw of grills. It just doesn't care. It doesn't care about wind. It doesn't care about temperature. It doesn't care about rain. If you dial that in, the rate's going to be 550, 600, and you don't have to worry about it.
Sure.
What have I cooked on? I've cooked steaks on an offset once. I used grill grates on the end of a paddle and cooked on top of a firebox. That was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I used to cook on when I first started, I said I cooked on one of those little baby char grillers, took the diffuser plate out, cooked on that. I cooked on a PK360. I've cooked on what's the Smoking Brothers? Smoking Brothers. It's embarrassing. Ryan's going to smack me in the mouth for not remembering this. But when you go up to that one in Missouri, and when pigs fly in Missouri, in the gymnasium there at the Show Me Center.
Oh yeah, the only indoor one.
Yeah, that's badass, man. And they got a bunch of pellet cookers going in there. And 2 years ago, they developed I'm sure they developed it before, but they let loose these little grills that.
The Inferno?
Yes, Inferno. Thanks, Elizabeth. Thanks. Oh, I got my back, Elizabeth. And she's right there, right? The Inferno. Like I cooked on that. That thing was awesome. It had a temperature probe resting on the grates, alligator clipped to it.
Okay.
And when you set the temperature of the pellet cooker, the grill grates are pretty damn close, within 20, 30 degrees of that.
Wow.
And that was really cool. I think that's about it. That's all I really cooked the steak on competitively. Yeah. Out of all those things, though, PK Go. I haven't found anything that I'm gonna.
Are they the I've probably done. Man, if I've done 12, I might be lying. It might be closer to 10. But I've done it. I mean, I've never walked. I think my highest. You get the list after. I think I was 14th one time. And I was like, But do you most? I would say have an ancillary. Do you get into the ancillaries? Or do you just sometimes, is there any ancillary that you're going to stay away from, or one that you really get super excited about? Or
yeah, I mean, I love cooking ribs, always have. So when they have the ancillary for ribs, I usually throw my hat in the ring there. I've done pretty good. I've won quite a few ribs. I usually do well, but it's also, that's something. It's a longer cook, so you gotta. I got the patio. I got the Outlaw patio on my trailer, so I'm cooking steak right next to that thing. So every 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'll throw in a steak. I got to have that in the back of my mind. If I really want to focus on steak, like I do now and the rest of the year, I won't do ancillaries unless they're very simple or very quick, like a margarita or like deviled eggs. Favorites would probably have to be rib, desserts. Make some pretty killer cheesecakes. There's a lot of haters on cheesecakes, man, but learn how to cook a cheesecake, I guess.
Right.
It's a dessert, you know what I mean? It wins for a reason. It's good.
Listen, we're gonna find out in early October how many cheesecake wins, because the Jack usually has about top 14 or 180s.
Right.
I mean, it's nuts.
Sure.
Lime ribs, yeah. Yeah,
What's the story about that?
I did my I did my first rib cook-off association here in Dayton, Ohio. That was exciting. First one that was even anywhere close to me. So of course, I actually skipped an SCA cook that week to go cook
Okay.
that rib cook-off. So
Showing
it
the
was a friend of mine
commitment.
put it on, Sean Stevens, yeah. And the way I understood it before I went there, and was the case, that judges, trained judges, are not judging these ribs. These are you over there. You want to come judge some ribs?
Mhm.
Over here across the street, judge some ribs. So I said, this is a perfect opportunity for me to cook something that's the same old sweet barbecue rib that I'm used to cooking all the time. Excuse me. So I mean, we all get kind of sick of that, I think. So when I was in Texas at the World Championship last year for the SCA, some buddies of mine went barbecue crawl, ate 14 different barbecue restaurants, and we stopped in at Barb's BQ, and we ordered, and she's right there behind the counter. We ordered pork ribs, which is classic Texas pork ribs, salt, pepper, and I'm sure vinegar spreads. I taste all those flavors. Is that all she puts on it? I don't know. But one thing she did do was zest some lime over top of these ribs and probably some juice underneath. I mean, because the lime tastes pretty heavy. And I bit into that rib, and my buddy Justin Humphreys was with me, and we looked across the table at each other like,
That.
this is amazing. We're having a moment right now. We're eating this rib. We're locking eyes. You know what I mean? Like, this is gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
And we both talked about that. We still talk about that rib today. That was my favorite rib out of all 14 restaurants that I went to. I went to some really good barbecue restaurants,
And
just because
when
it was unique.
just to interrupt for a second, when you say zest, you're talking about like with a grater and a lime.
Yes,
The
microplane.
okay, yeah, okay, all right. Just so
yeah, and she was zesting limes, and I saw her zesting lime. I didn't know what it was falling on because I couldn't see it.
yeah,
I just thought, what? She's doing something else. But then you get that rib and you see the zest on top. And it smells like lime. And oh my god, it was so. When I go to this rib cook-off, I'm like, I'm gonna cook these Texas lime ribs, right? and I nailed it. I nailed it. I mean, they tasted just like I remember. They were beautiful. And I took them around to all the cooks, and all the cooks were like, because they're tired of cooking the same
yeah.
shit all the time. And so they're like, bro, what is this, right? So I'm just telling them it's just simple. And all of us thought the same thing. Like, these things are going to crush or get crushed, and they got crushed. Dead last, like by a lot. Like the tenderness was good. The tenderness game was good, but appearance and taste, Dayton, Ohio is not ready.
Not ready for lime ribs.
They're not ready.
That
yeah, but you should try them. You should try them. It's easy.
Sure.
2 years ago, a similar Smoking the Shores had a rib burn Friday night. I like most people, I like a salt and pepper rib.
I do.
It's dry. You can taste them. You have to be careful with the salt and pepper rib because those ribs, because they can get hammy if you go heavy on the salt.
Right.
Sure.
But if you I spritz with Parquet, salt and pepper. I might have used 3 ounces, put in it warmed up and just brushed with Heath's comp rub. So rib, salt, pepper, Heath's comp or sauce, excuse me, not rub. Heath's comp sauce.
A little sweet. Just a little
and I mean, I'm talking about like a skosh, one single brush across. Okay.
Like you showed it some sauce. Yeah.
I think I was one from DAL. And I feel bad about but I mean, and I told people I'm over there bragging, man, I'm doing salt and pepper rib for the rib burner. They're like, no, you're not. I was like, no, yeah. Like, I'm either going too much, you're gonna just absolutely nail it, or get I will still cook them, and I'm trying to. I do ribs every Friday for my food truck. I'm trying to steer or get people to want salt and pepper ribs. I've done a couple and handed out samples, and it's landing with the general public.
Yeah.
But I don't have any orders for it yet. So I don't know if
Right.
people are willing to put their money.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just because yes, we do realize as a cook, the competition box is like this, right? Like you play within here, you zigzag, you follow this trend, you follow that trend. But it's competition style, which is how I finish my everyday cook. I finished with honey brown sugar and butter, which is a competition thing. And that's, those are my ribs that I sell. But man, we want to get outside that box. We want a little bit of different because we can cook it and we know it's delicious.
So good.
But our palate's blown to the sweet heat this, that, so.
Right.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Want something different. Yeah.
What have you seen or heard in the steak world of somebody really trying a off the wall recipe type thing? Because within steak, and if for people don't know, and I don't know the rules, so correct me when I'm wrong, not if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many or any limitations to how to cook that steak. Meaning this, you could sous vide it.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a pellet grill. You can use charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a gas grill.
You can use you could use the sun on a hot day. It doesn't matter.
Okay. So
it does. There are no limits. It's any heat source. You're cooking it to a medium. And those are the rules. You place it in a box. For those who don't know, when you put it in the box, you want the portion. They cut it in half. A cutter cuts it in half, not the judges.
Which is cutting the box as well, right? Or no?
It has a disc in. It has a disc in there.
Yeah. Well, but they take and they cut it right, like north and south, 6 and 12, right?
East and west.
East and west.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, 9 to 3. They cut it in half parallel with the hinge. We'll say that. Exactly in half. And the portion towards the front or the opening of the box is what the judge eats. And the portion in the back is what the judge looks at for doneness and appearance, right? And then your taste, texture, and overall impression is everything. But the taste and texture comes from that front portion. So you want that spinalis, that super tender part to be in the front. That's not a rule. You can put it in there upside down. Nobody cares. But they're going to be eating the drier part of that steak, and that beautiful, delicious part up top is just going to be left.
So, what point of and AJ, I don't know if you've done this in times that you've cooked it, as you get your steak, because there's a steak selection, and you go around, every cook gets 2 steaks.
Correct.
So, as you do that, at what point, whether from the steak selection or trimming or cooking, are you deciding this is my front half, this is my second? Like the direction to place in the box.
The spinalis always goes towards me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time. The only decision I have to make after steak selection, which in my opinion is the hardest part of steak cook, is when the steak that you think you can do. If you mess up there, the rest of it you're just playing catch up. When I get back to the trailer after I pick that steak, I'm trimming it out. I'm getting rid of anything that I don't want the judge to eat that's in the front portion. I'm getting any fat that might bubble up and look unappetizing in the back portion. And when I say back portion, I mean the portion that they're going to view. The front portion meaning the part that they're going to eat. And then which steak I'm going to use. And that all depends on what number you draw and what part of the line you're in. If you get a good number, right?
Which speak to that for a second.
Yeah.
So it's
what's a good number to you?
Yeah, because it's the snake method. So for anybody who
if you're first, then you're last. The second.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
your first order.
I mean, you got some people that they're happy, which I was one of them people. I was happy to get a number 1, and somebody came up to me like, "Dude, that's not a good number." I'm like, "Why it ain't?" I'm like, "I get the first pick." He was like, "Well, you really don't have time to look at the steaks." I was like, that makes sense. And then you last.
Yeah.
So, your opinion, what is a good number?
My opinion, it's not always the same. It depends on, are there a lot of good steaks on the table? Like, is that last person still going to get a good steak? Or are there only like half the steaks up there, or only half the steaks up there going to get you in that top 10? then you're going to want a lower number, so you at least get one good steak. If it's a table full of phenomenal steaks, like up in Wisconsin, it didn't matter. I was at the end of the line, and then I was at the beginning of the line. I got 4 good steaks. So what are you shooting for? I really don't know. I don't think there's a good answer to that. Sometimes a lower number and getting one of the top 5 steaks, one of the first 5 steaks on the table is good. Sometimes you want to be at the back of the line because they're all good, and you're going to get last or second to last on the first go around, but you're going to get first and second go around. Whereas number 1 gets one good steak, and then he's left with 4 or 5 stinkers.
Not that there's not enough time, but there's also something to be said that first round being a middle to middle late, because then you are, early or mid on the second go around of selection, because then you can go back to your trailer. Because if you're number 1, yes, you have your first, you have to wait till every other cook is there. And that's, you almost want to be last in the first round, because you go back to back.
Yeah. Most times you have enough time. You have more than enough time to take care of that steak. A lot of times I go back, throw my steaks in the cooler, throw them in the freezer.
Yeah, you're chilling for 45 minutes.
Get them tightened up a little bit to trim them a little bit better, right? And you're back by 10:45 of the cook's meetings at 10 or 11 at the absolute latest. And I don't start doing anything until noon.
Mm-hmm.
So getting back to the trailer early, I think would only be advantageous to somebody who's cooking ancillaries. They got to get back. I got to get my shrimp on, something like that.
Yeah.
But as far as which number, we always say like, got a low number. We're always bragging about that. Then you get the back of the line back there, but that's not always a bad thing. I've won with back of the line. I've won with front of the line.
Yeah.
It does not matter,
So you got a new guy that's wanting to get into SEA. What is one thing that you would say to them to kind of help them out and get them on the right path?
Same thing with barbecue, man. Just take a class. Even if you cook a really good steak at home and you know how to cook, just take a class or speak to somebody that you know. Because there's going to be a steak cook out there. I'm one of them that if you ask me for help on, like, hey, I'm new at this, what should I do? I'm going to cut a year off of your learning process with just a simple conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put you down the right path, because we all want good competitors, right? We want the sport to grow, and we want new cooks to want to stick around, right? That would be my first thing, is go take a class and see what this is all about first. Look at different grills, look at different stuff that people are doing, or using, the tools they're using. Just sit around and talk to people that are at a contest. Go to a contest before you cook. I guess
Of course it's Dustin.
Yeah, of course it's Dustin. Look, I was in the Marine Corps for 5 years. I've shit in the woods a lot. All right.
I didn't mean to laugh while you was talking, man, but I saw that.
That was good, man. I saw it too, Dustin. I saw it too.
There's a reason I always wear an undershirt, okay? Because in a pinch, it can be ripped into toilet paper.
That's right.
I'm on record to say at least twice I have. So
that's right.
Oh man,
that's right.
Yeah, that's funny. I like that. So
those are the things that I would recommend to a new cook. I mean, like, most importantly, have fun doing it, because if you're not having fun doing it and you don't have fun doing it, I mean, just go find something else to do. This is supposed to be fun. Don't take it too seriously. I know it costs some money, but if you're not having fun doing it, man, I mean, there's plenty out there you can do.
A lump or briquette guy for charcoal? And does it matter?
Briquette, I feel like there's less room for like hot spots in that
Yeah.
with a briquette.
Because I know,
And the meat's not on there that long to really pick up a whole lot of
charcoal.
some flavor that people say is briquette flavor and some people say is a lump flavor. And $1,000, I'm not gonna be able to tell the difference. You cook a steak on lump and a steak on briquette, and you give it to me. I've eaten a lot of stuff. I'm gonna guess that's a 50-50.
But I know,
I'm not a judge. I'm sorry, man. I'm not a judge, but to me, if I'm eating a steak, I'm picking briquettes all day. I want that kind of dirty smoke, whatever you want to call it, off the briquettes. Just gives that steak so much more flavor, in my opinion.
It's that nostalgic flavor too.
Yeah. Well,
you grew up eating food off of a briquette charcoal grill.
Right. I mean, some people don't know about whatever cooker they have, specific to briquettes, they know 27 pieces of this charcoal fits in their grill, and they and like they will take 29 or 30, but that's they put it in a plastic bag or a brown bag, but that's their cook. Like I'm not saying barbecue guys are not very regimented with we need 14 ounces of this, but I'm just saying, like, I've never been as a barbecue guy to the exact briquette or weight of charcoal or what. Like, I'm gonna chuck it in there. I'll control it with the dampers or something. But steak cooks, it really comes down to the exact science. And then, from what I've heard, this might be outdated. It might be untrue. Some guys get the airbrush out, and they say there, and
there are techniques. There are techniques to brush up. I've not seen airbrush, but I know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I've heard in the water cooler.
That's pretty funny. But there are techniques to reestablish a grill mark. If you've got a grill mark over a piece of fat, or sometimes if your grill grates aren't as clean as they should have been, some of that can rip off, or the butter can wash it away sometimes. If you're a butter user, fat will wash it off too. Stuff happens. Meat separates, it expands when we cook it, it contracts when we cook it. And the last thing you want to do is just willingly turn in a steak that has a separation in the line. You're going to lose out on appearance points. So appearance points in steak are weighed the same. So you can't just say, well, I'm going to sacrifice an appearance for a taste or tenderness, because it's ridiculous. So there are a lot of techniques that you can fix a line, and we've got that on standby. Absolutely.
So unlike in barbecue, a hush hush rule is ugly barbecue wins. Whereas in a steak, an ugly steak is not going to win. Would you subscribe to that?
Yeah, an ugly steak. Yeah, ugly steak's not going to win. I mean, there's like maybe there's some like steaks that maybe had an ugly relative back in their lineage, right? That can still win, right? But I mean, you're not gonna turn in a hideous steak and win, but it doesn't have to be perfect to win either. Yeah, I've seen some gorgeous steaks. I mean, just gorgeous steaks. I can't remember who right offhand, but they showed me, it was last weekend or the weekend before, they showed me this steak and they said I had 47 appearance on this, which means that 3 judges most likely gave it a 9, where 10 is the highest honor, the highest amount of points you can give for appearance. And there was no reason for that. If you told the greatest painter of all time to paint a picture of a steak, that's what this guy was showing.
Yeah,
man. And for him to get 3 points taken off that is bad. But we see the same thing in barbecue. The most beautiful ribs I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. And you're getting 3/8.
Yeah. Be like,
it happens in steak too.
Yeah, it'd be like y'all 3 judges line up. Let me smack all y'all same time.
Yeah. I don't know what you got something in your eye.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But there's a question from the audience from TNS Barbecue. He says, outside of competition, what's your favorite steak?
I say my steak. That's what I'm supposed to say there. And my favorite steak, salt, pepper, and in the pan with the garlic.
What about a cut?
Oh, cut? Is that what I'm?
Well,
I'm not sure, but
okay. Favorite cut, still ribeye. man. I mean, if we're talking like choice of prime, I mean, a prime ribeye is where it's at. But if I'm getting Wagyu, I'm probably going to get like a New York strip, right?
Nice.
I'm not a fillet guy, man.
Yeah.
What about a skirt?
That's flavor, man. Yeah, skirt steak too. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um,
I'm
those
I'm
are
gonna
mine too, man. I'm
I'm gonna
picking
go
one of those
skirt.
too.
What about you, AJ?
Skirt,
Man, if I'm cooking it, I'm going ribeye.
ribeye.
If I'm at, just depending on what restaurant I'm at, I may lean towards a filet because I like a filet too.
Yeah,
And I
I
mean
mean,
they're not as flavorful. Don't get me
yeah,
wrong, but the tenderness is what I like.
yeah.
I mean,
But
look,
you know,
if a fillet is done right, and I mean, what's that place up in like New York that cuts it with a spoon? Um,
no,
you never seen? Oh, dude, this
No,
place is like around since like the 30s or 20s. They're world famous for, and like literally they take a spoon and they will cut your fillet on the plate with a spoon. It's tough to beat. Couldn't. It is tough to beat a
yeah,
perfectly well cooked fillet.
yeah,
However, and maybe it's because I grew up in Miami with a lot of Hispanic influence. But man, you give me a skirt steak, trim off a little bit of that heavy fat, you
yeah,
soak it in lime. There comes in your lime with it. Like literally take a whole lime and squeeze it over it, and then flip it over and squeeze the other side,
yeah,
and kosher salt, and let that sit in
yeah.
your fridge for 20, 30 minutes. Pull it
Salt
out,
acid is beautiful.
and then a little bit of pepper on top, and throw that thing on the grill, brother. You have
mm,
not. It is so good. It is
it's good stuff.
immaculate good.
Yeah,
And that's just, again, we all grew up in different places. So like that was a flavor and a cut specific and indicative of where people's grandmas and dads or whatever cooking.
yeah,
But I'm also a guy who's heavy into morcilla, which is a blood sausage that, a lot of different South American, Central America type people, and some people will not even touch the stuff. But it is you want
yeah.
to anyway. We're getting down the road, but
Yeah, I'd try
what?
anything.
There you go. What would you say? Let's compare it to a barbecue competition, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is the worst part of a steak cook in comparison to a barbecue cook?
Oh,
Like if there's one drawback.
He's like, I love it so much.
You're like, I don't think there is.
man,
Yeah.
I think you asked me that question. I'm like, damn, I do like steak cooking more than barbecue cooking.
He's like, there's nothing, I don't say nothing negative about steak.
No, I mean, it's probably the same with both, man. Just like the cleanup.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate cleanup after a
Cleanup is, yeah.
I hate it. I've considered just like selling it, just like anybody want this? All I was gonna do is clean it up. As far as the cooking process, in barbecue, you can I might get some hate on this, but in barbecue, you can mess up. You can mess up one meat because you got four.
And still
You
have a
can make a
chance.
mistake. You can make a mistake, but you can still be in the hunt, right? I mean, you can get that 30th chicken and still be in the top 10. If you just got those other three and in a steak, you got that one steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that one steak. And
Ain't
if you mess
over.
up, you don't have time to start another steak.
Yeah.
If you mess up that steak, that's it.
Which you don't
That's it. So
you don't have to reveal. I know again because you get two steaks.
yes,
If you would say, do you cook both at the same time and then select, or do you practice one, or do you not even cook both?
right. I don't cook a practice steak, and it's not like it's not superstition. It's not a cocky thing. It's just I don't cook a practice steak because um, I usually have two different steaks sitting in front of me. So if I cook a practice steak, what am I looking for? Right?
Yeah.
What am I looking for? This steak isn't going to taste the same as this one anyways. I probably have a beautiful number two cut try heart, and I'm sitting here looking at it like a 10 cut spinalis. So I mean, why cook that spinalis? It's not going to tell you anything about this try heart. It's probably even from a different animal. You know, it didn't even come from the same primal. I also don't. Now, when I started, I cooked both steaks, and then literally picked. I picked both steaks that looked similar, and literally picked the best one I turned out. I did that, and then I learned that that's probably not the best practice, right? So you could have one on standby, sitting back there, ready to go, trim it out, tie it up, maybe even marinate it, have it ready to go in case you do mess it up. That might be wise, but I'm not wise. I guess I don't do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
I'm usually taking 2 steaks home, or I give them to Troy Johnson, who always collects them for. He collects them for steaks for sheepdogs, and all those steaks go towards like first responders, police officers, and stuff that he takes care of, and he's got freezers full of steaks donated by all the cooks at the Ascents and everything he does. So most of the time, if Troy's around, I'm giving my steaks to him.
Okay.
Or I give them to buddies at work. I might seal them up, put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
I'm bringing them home. My strategy as far as like which steak am I cooking, I'm picking 2 steaks. If I have 3 that are very similar, I'll trim out all 3 and have it sitting up there on that top shelf ready to go if I need it.
Yeah.
Which you kind of brought up a point real quick, and not to double back, but and I may be a novice, but most of the reps are charged with purchasing the ribeye, right?
The promoter.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, the rep is just not to interrupt you, but the rep is the sanctioned body.
Yes. Okay. Promoter.
The promoter is the person that's
they furnish the
right.
I have a hunch that most of them are going to, because of price point, buy a whole primal, and then either themselves or a meat cutter or butcher cut it down to the specification.
Right.
Is there something, and I don't know that process, I've not been on that side.
Sure.
I'm going to hypothesize that as a promoter, you're going to like 3-card Monty all the steaks, or unless they just lay it all out. I've not done enough, and I don't know enough about that, because I know people really. There's some guys where they bring a a light meter into a light monitor.
We can talk about that. Yeah.
Because
let's go back to that, because there's some truth to that.
Well, but hold on for a second.
Sure.
Would you look for, if you were, after you've done this, do you think you could find 2 cuts that were right next to each other? Let's say you're chip draw number 4, right? So there's only 3 steaks gone. Do you think you could identify 2 steaks that came right next to each other?
Yeah, you can. I mean, not in all contests. Some contests they move everything around. It's like a wash in Vegas. But some they just lay out. I mean, you can see it. It's like there's the primal, maybe 2 or 3 of them, not the whole 12 steaks.
Yeah.
But you can see 2 that are right beside each other. There's sister steaks.
Yeah.
You could tell they spent their whole lives together. But the chances of you getting that steak on the way back,
correct, is
23 other people picked it, is almost 0.
Okay.
So yeah.
Back to the light thing.
Cooking that one would be ideal. Yeah.
Yes. Why does the lighting matter?
So this is something that I like laughed at. Like I'm Doc Pearl, okay, Pennsylvania, or sorry, New Jersey. He just cooks leftovers. The first time I met him, he had his phone out in this meter. He was taking a light reading in Kelvin, right? What is the warmth or the temperature of the light? I believe it's called, right? Like you got like daylight that's like 5,000, then you have like a candlelight that's like 3,500, right? So he's into this light meter, and I'm like, new, right? And I'm like, what? Why are we measuring light? I don't even know what that is about. Why do we have to measure light to cook a steak? And so I asked him about it, and he said, well, if you look at a medium steak in this light, it looks more well done than if you look at it in this light, it's going to look a little more rare. And I said, no, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Until I was here in my kitchen, right here, and I've got 5,000 Kelvin daylight lamps right above me, right? And I've got those 3,500 to maybe 4,000, those warm dining room lamps in my dining room. And I cooked the steak out here and I cut it in half. I'm like, yep, that's perfect medium. Cracked the steak, beautiful. Take it into the dining room, sit down. grab my beer, and I'm looking at the steak, and now all of a sudden it's like medium rare. I'm like, it was only 30 seconds, maybe a minute. It's not going to oxidize that quickly and get redder on there, as you know steak does when it sits out in outside temperature. But so I grabbed that steak up and I went back in the kitchen, and it's medium. and I was blown away, and like I was just sitting there in my brain, just like I was like apologizing to Doc because I was just like dismissing what he was saying. Like, there's no way this is an actual thing. And I there's a wall between my kitchen and my dining room, and I was passing the plate like this. I'm like, rare, medium, rare.
You want to see a magic trick?
Yeah.
And it was. I mean, we're not talking about a little bit. We're talking about a lot. So that's something that, like, when you walk into a cook site where they're going to be judging, and you're looking in there like, that looks a little yellow, that's going to be that lower temperature light. And I might be using the wrong words here. Some kind of electrical engineer, Chris, if you're watching, let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But that warmer light right there is going to make that steak appear less done, so more rare than that daylight light. So you need to look at that and pay attention to it. So if they're judging, it doesn't matter if it's daylight outside or what. What does it look like inside that judging room? If it's at warm light, you need to overcook your steak a little bit so that it looks medium under that light. Maybe get a light that you can adjust the temperature on in your trailer and match them, and then cook your practice steak. I said I don't cook practice steaks, but that is one situation that I would cook a practice steak. If there is crazy light in there, I mean crazy, not slightly different.
Do you have the light meter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have an app. Is it good? I don't know. Has it worked? Yes.
Okay. I just
yeah, I do. Do I use it? I don't think I've used it once this year. Because you can go in and you can see that is yellow light, and it's like somebody holding a lantern. It doesn't have anything to do with dark or bright. It is the temperature or the tone of the light that affects the color of the steak. And it does. Yeah, 100% does.
Now, before you just mentioned that with our millions of viewers, how many people do you think, average ham and eggers who go to the SCA, how many people do you think are taking, like a percentage, are taking that into accountability?
Taking it into accountability, anybody who's cooked, I don't know, 50 plus steaks, I would imagine, or had the same conversation that I did. I get that question almost every contest. Yeah, did you see where the judges were cooking? Did you see what the light looked like? Right? It was like, oh, it looked good. When we say it looked good, it looks like it's daylight desk, right? Yeah. Like you could cook a normal steak. We're not going to have to take a steak up to 148 to get a good medium steak.
Good. Okay. That definitely makes sense, and I hope the guys who listen on here is taking notes.
Yeah, that's you should be. Look, I mean, don't be me in 2021 and go. No. Yeah. Wonder why that stuff right there at 130. That should be a perfect medium score. But I didn't go in there and look that at the light situation they have in there was
now for both of you. Do you think that holds a place in barbecue for either a smoke ring or hue or sheen on a glaze, to where a judge may think that saucing is puddling or pooling type, or a glob on a protein? That's really digging down in deep.
Probably,
but
I don't know. Maybe, probably. You've taken a picture of your box in your trailer, and then you look at it and you're like, that doesn't look anything like the real thing.
Right. It looks like.
Then you take it outside.
You're like, dang,
right? And you take it, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's always darker inside the trailer for some reason.
I don't know whoever told, or I heard, to win boxing, give yourself enough time, take your phone, photograph it, and don't look at the box. look at the photo, and somehow like something's out of place in the photo. There's a dab here. And then go back and have that photo, and obviously the box is right. Then you critique and architect your box from there.
I don't know why that works, but it does.
Man,
and again, I'm just like, why does this work? That shouldn't. Looking at the real thing right here.
Yeah. What the sad part is, that first photo I did that's not correct is the one I kept. I didn't take another one after, and so like when I show my box, I'm like, hey, by the way, I fixed this piece of kale and this little glob here and that little pepper flake, and like I promise I did, but it was oh man,
for sure. Well, man,
Scott, what's up, man? Simple Pie, brother.
Oh, Scott, man, he's a great guy.
Look how sophisticated he looks in that picture, dude.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is part of the 256, man. He's like a brother to all of us, man. Just all around great guy. But man, you know, that gets to the end of the show where we like to do our lightning round called the Brothers Coup Barbecue Supply lightning round. So this will be a series of questions. Don't take too long to think about it. Just one answer.
First thing.
Just kind of first thing come to mind. So first question we got is first thing to cook. I'm sorry. Favorite thing to cook at home?
Burgers.
Beach or mountain vacation?
What was that?
Beach or mountain vacation?
Oh, mountains.
There you go.
A bear.
It's tough for bear to shit.
Yeah. Tough for bear at the beach.
That's a it has been some bears at the beach in Florida.
Oh man, I just hate sand. That's all.
Right. Next one. One thing you always have with you in your trailer, and you can't say a thermopan.
One thing that I always have in my trailer.
Yeah, you have to have.
Yeah, you have to have, like must have.
Oh, probes to not to check temperature, but like probes to pierce. I'm always thinking about this. Pins or probes.
Pins like hold your string in place.
No, I don't use them. I don't use skewers to do that. I stab the side of the steak.
Okay. I got you.
To help tenderize it. That's a thing that I have to have in there. Like anything else can be substituted.
Like a jacquard, or
I gotta have those. Kind of like, but it's just like 1 or 2 pins. Or sometimes you see people use hair picks. That's one thing that I always have in there. I've got like 6. It's always in there.
Good. What is one thing that you know now that you wish you knew at the beginning of your barbecue career?
Barbecue career?
Yeah.
Don't drink so much on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a real thing. That's real advice right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
If you could have a walk-up song at awards, what would it be?
Bare Necessities from the Jungle Book, but the Bill Murray version.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know that version.
Oh, look it up.
I'm going to after this. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your go-to meal at the contest.
You say after the contest?
Yeah, after the contest.
Whatever they have at Sheets or Love's.
There you go.
When I
roller dogs.
Yeah, whatever they have, man. Whatever they have. I go into the gas station and I'm just like, we're not eating a bunch of steak at a contest,
right? Right.
After a barbecue contest, I don't really care. Not barbecue.
Right. No barbecue. Yeah. So,
we're not eating steak, but we're smelling steak. Mm-hmm. So anything they have there, like I've got, at Love's, I've eaten like, those little cups of like 4 boiled eggs. I've done
Yep.
That's a little risky, driving home. But
for sure.
I mean, like, crunchy, crunch. I mean, like a bag of something crunchy, some protein to keep me full, and energy to drink something, and some water to get back. Yeah, that's what I'm not sitting down on a meal, man. I'm just grabbing something on the way back. I got to get home.
Same here, man. But man, I'm gonna give you a chance to shout out any of your sponsors, man, and tell people where to find you at, man. Just go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah, find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Those are the only 2 I do. Those are the only 2 I have time for. Of course, I got to shout out to Heath Riles, man. I've been part of Heath Riles' team for a while. Humbled that he even considered me to be part of his ambassadorship. It means a lot to me. The Hog Barbecue store. Will Davis down there in Cincinnati, Ohio. He's got a hell of a store down there. It's one of the nicest barbecue stores I've ever been in. good size, great products, a wealth of knowledge. He's a badass cook himself, and he ain't gonna steer you wrong. Mr. Brisket up North Ohio, around the Cleveland area.
Aaron.
Man, I tell you, Hank hiring Aaron Humelman
Yeah.
was one of the best things that he could have done. Not only for his business, but just for the barbecue community. That dude, I mean, he has brought a lot to us. Those competition packs that he sends out, they're wonderful, man. They're wonderful, especially for a person who is on their own and they can't go source all this stuff. He's got the knife skills. He knows what he's doing. Order from Mr. Brisket, and then you're done. You know what I mean? And then, Mark Williams of Swine Life. I'll tell you right now, I'll sing it from
Prime
Mountain
beef.
Top, dude. His prime beef
is
goes on steak.
Yeah.
I tell everybody I know. Heath's Creole garlic butter and Mark's prime beef.
Match made in heaven.
And some other rubs that nobody will ever know. But those two are the backbone of that steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're beautiful products.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
man. You know, my go-to at home steak, I'll say 90% of the time, it got prime beef on it. No doubt.
Look.
Yeah. It could just be.
Oh, yeah. That's it. That's all
it's no surprise, but don't sleep on prime beef on pork either.
On anything.
I mean,
or scrambled eggs.
Like it, yeah.
I mean, it's just all around good rub. But man, it's been a blast having you on and get talk steak, you know, a little change of pace. But man, it's been awesome, you know, to get away from barbecue a little bit and talk about steak, you know, kind of get some steak guys on here, man. It's just been awesome. We appreciate you giving us time and coming on the show, brother.
One last little teaser. Heath, tune in next week because I know he's been busy but speaking of said Mr. Williams, he is in the hunt to be our guest next week.
Oh, good.
So Mark, if you're here and you're hearing this, I'm gonna call you Saturday. I'm gonna call you Sunday. I'm gonna get you in. But I don't know if it's gonna be him or him and Jamie. I'm giving both of them a shirt. I'm making it up because as all of us, I think, know anybody who knows them, and it says them William boys can cook. Just as simple as that.
They can, man.
They can cook.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable. And anything too. Anything.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I mean, his pot of jambalaya is just out of this world.
I bet.
I'm looking forward to it. If he's not making it at Murfreesboro this year, I'm gonna cry.
He asked me last year, "What do you want? What do you want for dinner?" And I'm like, "You know what?
Yeah.
Bring your pot."
It's ain't even a Christian, man. Just make jambalaya every time.
Yeah, you don't have to.
AJ, are you coming to Murfreesboro, AJ?
No, man. We have a contest in local.
Man, come on up. Get you an apple. Come
on. I can't do it, man. If it was any other contest, it's Glencoe, and man, I just can't miss it, man.
Let me ask you, that's your contest, right?
Can you get to Nashville?
Yep.
Just come to Nashville. I'll carry you all the way up there.
Maybe next year. I don't know.
Okay, Logan. Next year. Hey, I miss Pussycue. I said I was going to go down there this year. It didn't happen, and now
you lose.
Yeah, but
speaking of contests, though, before we get off of here, man, the second week of September we have Smoke on the Water in Gunnersville. Anybody listening, backyard, we're doing a Friday night rib burn. Saturday is be chicken and ribs for the grand with a 1 meat pork that doesn't count towards the grand. Mr. Meat, Kaneka sausage is right on the river.
Nice.
With lake, Gunnersville Lake, man. Y'all sign up, Smoke on the Water Facebook page, and y'all will definitely see the info. If y'all need any info, just call me, text me, and I can get you the info. But Gary puts on an amazing contest, good prize money, great trophies, actual fire hats for prizes.
Okay.
So
nice.
And that number is 1-900-423-8849.
Yeah, y'all just shoot me a message and I will get y'all in the contact people. But man, y'all sign up. We're at 22 teams. We got enough room, I think, for 50. It's at a campground, full hookups. You can't beat it.
Heard. Heath, man, much appreciate your time. Wealth of knowledge. Where did you mention your socials or whatever? You said Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram, Little Bear Barbecue.
Okay. Heard. Awesome, brother.
That's all. I don't get into TikTok and Twitter or X, whatever it's called now.
Yeah. We look forward to having you back at some point, and I'll see you in Murfreesboro.
Sure.
Or no, I'm gonna see you here for the SEA at Sperry's.
That's correct.
There you go.
Right over there.
Yeah.
Right over there.
We used to live off that exit.
So. Yeah.
Hop, skip, and a jump. All right, man.
Yes, sir.
All the best.
It's been awesome, brother. And we'll probably see you sometime on the road. Probably Galax next time I see you. I plan to come back. So, man, you just have
I'm going back to Galax.
Oh, for sure. It's fun. I mean, just keep having a killer year, man, and we'll be rooting you on and get that #1 spot in steak, brother.
I'm going for it, man. I'm going.
Yes, sir.
You know, those the four of us, man. We always talking about it. You know,
that's right.
Who's gonna get there? It's a fun race, man. It's a fun race.
Yep.
And there's people underneath of us right now, but there's some killers, man, that could sneak right up. And nobody's out of the game right now.
Yes, sir.
There are some killers out there. I appreciate you guys, Matt, AJ. Thanks for coming up and asking me if I want to do it. Pleasure to do it, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We'll see you later, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Man, it was awesome, man. You know, getting to talk to a steak. I'm just saying steak legend. You know what I mean? This guy, when he cooks a steak, he just kills it. You know, scrolling on his Facebook page and just first. You know, it's crazy, man. He is super consistent.
It's dedication, man. Like, and that's kind of why I was asked, like, most times I knew about SCAs were part of the KCBS, the Friday night, sister competition. And man, I just remember seeing all this like swarm of people set up on a Friday night. I'm like, man, they're getting here late. No, they weren't. They were getting there on time for the steak cook.
Right.
And they hightailed it, and they, like you said, out of the back of a hatchback. You know, I mean, it was. I don't do enough of them. I wish I did, because let's be honest, for a competition cook, it's a way to scratch the itch. It's the way to, potentially give yourself a better shot to win. Honestly, when you look at it, 160, a couple thermal pins, your grill, your charcoal, man, pound for pound, dollar for dollar.
Yeah.
$1,000 payout for first.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a no-brainer, man.
It stumps, unfortunately, a barbecue competition. That's the heavy thing it's still got going for it is, man, if you bink that first or second, chances are you're coming out ahead. You could actually profit if you were solid enough from an SCA lineage and dedication. I really think it's good.
100%.
But man, it was great. I think that was a little bit of change up, a little bit of this, but
oh yeah, for sure.
He's a fantastic guy. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. It's been great. And man, y'all just keep on watching, man. And we'll have next show out here soon. And next guest, and hopefully it's Mark Williams.
Yep.
But y'all gotta stay tuned to find out. And as always, right on cue. Peace.
That's all, folks.